if you go back to, I mentioned one of them to right at the beginning, to Lord Isha. But equally, if you look at that reinvention of the monarchy in 1917, you are consulting all the leading politicians. Interestingly enough, particularly the liberal ones, people like Asquith, especially Rosebery, fascinated, regarding it as a matter of real importance. And I think they're right, because the monarchy represents and should represent the fact that we have a political system that is more than 5 minutes old, that we've had a notion of properly grounded property right, freedom of expression, and so on, that goes back century after century after century, isn't just the creation of the incorporation of the Human Rights Act and whatever. And if the monarchy is to survive, it seems to me that that's to be one of the central things that it's got to do, and it's shown no sign of understanding it at all.
But do you think the monarchy can survive?
I want it to, because it is that great link. I mean, there are again very special problems, I think, Alex. I mean, if you look in the other, and remember, an awful lot of European countries still have monarchies, and many of them rather successful. But what is possible in all of them is for the monarchy to act as a very simple badge of nationhood. I mean, if you look, I mean, it's particularly striking in the Netherlands, where the monarchy is a very recent thing. I mean, the Dutch crown as an actual monarchy only goes back to the Napoleonic. Well, it only goes back to 1830. It's very recent. But you look, I mean, what is the colour of the strip of the Dutch football team? Orange.
Is it yellow and blue?
No, it's orange. It's not the national colours. It's the House of Orange. But the problem is we are not a single nation. We are Scotland, England, Ireland, and Wales. And there isn't such a thing as Britain as a single national identity. So I think part of the problem is that in this age where you've tried to redefine Britain, the monarchy is doing that fatal thing that Gordon Brown and Tony Blair did, which was to try to reinvent a British identity, which of course is diversity, inclusion, tolerance, the whole absurd baggage of multiculturalism. But the problem is nobody believes in it. Only a handful of the elite is increasingly discredited. And again, if you go back to my long withdrawing raw business, the centre of British identity until, I would argue, the 1970s was the monarch. You were defined, I mean, until 1948, you're actually your nationhood is defined by the fact you're a subject of the crown. And then increasingly we've shifted that, but the disaster in everything, of course, is Blair and particularly Gordon Brown, and this attempt at the reinvention of Britain as a nation, a single nation, and the ascription of a thing called British values, which apparently espousing British values makes you British and absolutely nothing else. And as they're so nebulous, it's a mere flag of convenience. But I think that one of the institutions that's been that's fallen principally victim to this is, I'm afraid, the monarchy. And because it's been so badly advised, because I think the individuals themselves have been so wrong-headed, it will probably be its principal victim.
Yes, I mean, I can't see it lasting beyond William.
I hope that's wrong, but it's probably right. But that's the end.
Yeah.
I always say to people, I'm never quite sure, we're obviously the end of days of the Roman Empire, and we had a very good run. Britain is the only empire that rivals Rome for its importance culturally and politically and in every other way. But the only debate really is, are we 410? Are we 450? In other words, is it the beginning of the end of the end?
So that's a cheerful note to wrap things up, isn't it?
And we go down giggling. A very British way of doing it. We go down giggling.